In today's video, we are going to take this little plastic figurine and make it into this, what looks like a well-loved stuffed animal. Stay tuned and see how fun and easy this project is. All right, so we're starting with this little plastic kind of shiny unicorn statue thing. Let me back you guys up just a little bit. He was in one of the blind bag packages. And I want to redo him and make him look hopefully like a stuffed animal, because to me he reminds me of a stuffed animal. So I have a little piece of craft stick with some blue tack on it. That's that stuff you buy it doesn't always come blue, sometimes it's white. This is stuff you buy to put posters and stuff up on your walls. The first step is really important because we are going to be adding things to this surface. And first off, this is shiny, but I'm not going to sand it because I don't want to lose the details. But I don't know what's on here. I mean, I've been touching it, so I know there's oils from my fingers on it. There also could be oils from manufacturing. There could be a number of things. So I have some isopropyl alcohol. I am in really close. And I have one of these cotton things. And I'm going to give him a good wipe down with this. And then I'm going to let him dry. He'll need to be all the way dry. And after you have put this on, if you cleaned him off with this, don't touch him again until we have him covered in our next step. Because this is going to help hopefully make the things stick that we want to add to him. So I'm going to let that air dry. Once it's dry, I'll be back and we can go to our next step. All right, that has dried now, so he's hopefully completely oil-free, chemical-free, whatever, and he's anchored down. Now, in my design, since he's got this little unicorn horn, I'm going to try to avoid getting glue on there, because what I'm going to do is coat him with tacky glue, and then I'm going to coat him with this fun flock. This is flocking you buy to do like greeting cards and stuff. Different companies have it. So I've got a brush that is not a great brush because I don't want to ruin a good brush. And I'm going to attempt to put a complete coat of tacky glue on him. And I'm working on a piece of printer paper. I apologize for working basically white on white at this point. But I want to be able to catch any extra of the flocking so I can put it back in the container. I don't want to have to throw away any excess that I get out on him. Like I said, I'm trying to stay off of his little horn. Oops. Hopefully I was under camera at least a little bit. I seem to be now. Ignore the rattling in the background. That is my cat. He's been sleeping until I sat down at the table. Then he tried to come and play with what I was working with, and when I told him no and kicked him off the table, he decided to go play with his thing that rattles. I think he wanted to make sure you guys knew he was here. All right, now hopefully I've got everything coated. If not, we can do a little bit of, use a little more glue on a small brush and get into any spots we missed. Another reason why I always make sure I have something underneath, because I'm a klutz. All right, now I'm going to give this glue plenty of time to dry before I come back and shake off the excess fun flock and see how well we got, how good a coverage we got on there, how well I covered it. So I'm gonna go clean my brush. Be sure you clean this brush immediately. This is one time I don't wrap my brush up in a wet wipe and save it for later. When you're using tacky glue with it, wash it immediately. Don't let it sit. So when this is dry, I will come back and we can see how I did on coverage and patch up any spots we missed and then go on to painting him. So I'll see you then. All right, I am going to very slowly start getting some of this knocked off to see how good of a job I did. And it looks pretty good. Take a light brush. This is a quite soft brush. Oh, he looks good. All right, now let's get all of the excess back in this tub, because this stuff is not cheap and I've had it for a very long time, but I would really like to not waste it. I mean, I know I'll lose a little bit because you never get it all off the paper. All right, now I am going to let this sit for probably another half hour to an hour, just so I know that this glue is completely dry. Now that all the fluff is off of it, give it some air, let it set up. And when that's set up, we'll come back and we'll start painting him. So I'll see you then. All right, so I want to make the little horn on my unicorn gold. So I'm going to start by doing an undercoat of Golden Sunset. Then once that's dry and everything else is painted, I'll go over it with one of my metallic golds. Hopefully this brush will work. But I want to get this done first, just in case I get it down into where I don't want it. And that should just need one coat, providing I coat the whole thing. All right, put that brush to the side. Now, I have white paint. Hopefully I have white paint. My white paint is almost gone. Now I'm going to use the same soft brush that I used to brush off the flocking. I'm going to use this straight out of the bottle because this bottle is almost empty and I'm not really able to get anything out of it anymore. So I'm going to very carefully take my time and coat everything that I have flocking on with the white paint, but not very much. I want the texture to show. So I'm not going to make you watch this because this is going to take a while and you probably have better things to do than sit here watching me do this part. So once I get this painted with one coat and it's dry, I will come back and we can start adding some details. All right, the white paint has finally dried and now it's time to bring in some details. I'll bring back some details. So I have some pink. This is just Anita's in Vivid Pink, which I could have read on the lid and I didn't bother to. So I've got a tiny, kind of stiff brush. I'm actually going to turn this around because what I want to do, I'm going to take that spot where the little hooves were. And then let's see, let's do part of his mane, and let's do his tail in pink. Now be warned, that white paint over that flocking took quite a while to dry because it soaked into the flocking. All right, now let's also put this up here. All right. Now I need to get another small brush. And let's do some purple. This is Folk Art in Light Lavender. And these small brushes I'm using, most of them anyway, are the ones that I got from Temu. I did showed in a Temu haul a while back. These are sure handy to have on hand. All right, now the rest of it, I am going to, the rest of the mane, I am going to do with Ceramic Coat in Paradise Blue. Because I'm okay if these kind of blend together. And I did look online at some images of some little stuffed unicorns to kind of see, get some inspiration for some colors. This is kind of a combination of several of them. All right, I am going to let that paint dry. When that dries, I'll come back. We'll paint his little horn gold and probably put some eyes on him. So I'll see you when this dries. All right, the rest of my paint is dry and I've got some Ceramic Coat in 14 karat gold and I'm going to paint that over this. Okay, now let's get this out of the way. One more tiny detail. I got some black. I'm going to use the end of this brush. And hopefully not put this in the wrong spot. All right, now I'm going to let that paint dry. When it's dry, we'll come back and we'll take a look at our now stuffed unicorn. I'll see you in a bit. All right, we could call this done right now, but I decided I don't like the eye. I don't like how the eyes look on him because I wanted it to look like those shiny, you know, black plastic beads that are bead type eyes that are on stuffed animals. So I thought overnight the best way to fix this, and I have found out from experience, I'm going to let you guys, bring you guys in just a little more and do my best to stand her there. Only do one side of him at a time. Don't try to do both because you'll mess up the first one when you do the second one. I'm using some black nail polish because I thought about what do I have that I could use to replicate that shiny black eye that kind of sticks out just a little bit. And I thought about adding Mod Podge and I decided no, black nail polish. Single dot right on top of that black paint dot and let it dry. Once that's dry, I'll come back and we'll take a look at how he looks now. All right, the nail polish has dried and now we can remove this from here. Now, if you do mess up the eye, go ahead and use some nail polish remover on a cotton swab to kind of bring off as much as you can and then just paint over the residue with white paint. And repaint your eye with black paint and go over it again with the nail polish. And that should work just fine. But I love how this looks, because the eyes stick out just a little bit on the sides. And now it looks like a loved stuffed animal instead of that shiny plastic that we had to begin with. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. If you did, be sure and hit the like button, leave me a comment. What kinds of things would you like to see in future videos? Be sure and check the blog post for more information, more details, and photos. If you enjoyed my content and haven't subscribed, I encourage you, hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you know when I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching today, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.